Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Community Connect. Over the past 2 weeks, we have been speaking to our General Manager, Chief Engineer, Hans Kernkamp, about all things waste disposal related. So we want to bring Hans in for the third and final part of this interview. And Hans, as December draws on, we only have a few days left in 2020. So I thought an appropriate end to this interview is to look ahead to 2021. Hans, what are some things you'd like to share to Riverside County residents about some potential changes coming their way in terms of waste disposal and the waste industry?
Well, absolutely. As you know, California leads the way when it comes to environmental regulations nationally. And certainly our business is no stranger to the environmental regulations that California puts in place. It goes back all the way to the late 1980s when California placed a goal or a mandate on jurisdictions to divert 50% of the waste that they generate. And they've more recently revised that goal to be 75%. And which is a very daunting task. And one of the ways to get there is to try to go after the organics that are still being placed in the landfill. And when I say organics, I'm talking about mostly green waste and food waste. And there's really two reasons why the state is focused on organics. Number one, it's still a significant component of what is being disposed in the landfills. But more importantly, when organics decay, they generate methane, which is a very potent greenhouse gas and has an impact on climate change. So the state has really been focusing on that, most recently putting into effect mandatory recycling for businesses and mandatory organics diversion for businesses. Our department has been very much involved in providing tools and education and outreach to these businesses to make them aware of these requirements. Very recently, just last month, a new regulatory package was approved called SB 1383, and it essentially requires virtually all businesses to divert organics, and it will require all residents to divert organics as well. So we may see either an additional bin or different programs in place that everybody is going to have to comply with. Certainly will have an impact on rates, and this obviously is not a good time considering the pandemic to increase rates to businesses and to residents. But these are the requirements that the state has put in place, and we're doing our best to comply with them. One of the bigger challenges, I think, will be to develop the infrastructure necessary to manage this new diverted waste stream, and also to develop markets for the ultimate end product, which could be compost or mulch or renewable electricity or renewable fuels. But those markets are still very much underdeveloped, and that's going to be quite the challenge for Riverside County to comply with.
All right, we want to send out a big thank you to Hans, not only for giving us that great information about organics, but all the information that he has provided over the past few weeks. And with that is pretty much a wrap for the Community Connect as it relates to these three-part interviews learning about our department. However, like a Zamboni, the Community Connect will resurface periodically with different updates to our programs, new programs, and of course other news relating to the waste disposal industry. So thank you so much for watching.